little bit different of a Super Bowl week than normal because there's a non-traditional Super Bowl without really the media being there. And so it's felt somewhat different. And one of the big storylines, not surprisingly, surrounding the Super Bowl has been everybody out there who is interested in Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. They've soaked up a lot of the interest. Well, USA Today decided, this is their opinion piece. Let me just say this. USA Today is a dead newspaper walking. Similar to Sports Illustrated, which when you were growing up, it was a big deal what USA Today said or what Sports Illustrated said. This show, like as a website, Outkick is far more influential, I think, in the world of sports than USA Today is now. I really believe that. And certainly this radio program is far more influential than USA Today. And I think it's because a lot of you out there recognize when you see joke articles and joke opinion pieces. And 4 years ago, this woman wrote almost an identical opinion piece about Tom Brady. And the USA Today headline here is, Tom Brady has gotten an undeserved pass for his past support of Donald Trump. This is what USA Today is choosing to write about with the Super Bowl going on. All different sorts of interesting storylines surrounding the Bucs, surrounding the Chiefs, all these different storylines. They have decided that with all of those storylines out there, they are going to write an opinion piece called Tom Brady has gotten an undeserved pass for his past support of Donald Trump. President of the United States now is Joe Biden. Donald Trump's not in office. What Tom Brady thinks about Donald Trump is really not a story in any respect any more than what Patrick Mahomes thinks about, I don't know, George W. Bush or Joe Biden or anybody else who's out there. Does anybody really care? And so this is the article that was written, and I'm going to just basically destroy the genesis of this article while reading it out loud. Sometimes I do this because I think the sports media has become so fundamentally and directly flawed and biased and unfair very often to the players and the coaches that we cover. And look, I'm a part of the sports media. But what I try to do, which I think is rare, is I just come out and tell you straightforwardly exactly what I think. And you can agree or disagree with it. I'm not expecting you to agree with everything that I say. Heck, my own wife, I'm not sure agrees with half of what I say, and we've been married for almost 17 years. That's how life is for most people out there. You have friends that you agree with on a variety of subjects, other friends that you disagree with on everything. That's the great thing about America. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and you can defend yours, and your friends can defend theirs, and at the end of the day, you can sit down and have a beer or go watch the game. And I think that's how the vast majority of American sports fans are. But USA Today continues to try to divide us. Even though Donald Trump is not the president, they're writing an entire opinion piece in their newspaper about why Tom Brady needs to apologize for ever having a Make America Great Again hat in his locker. Okay? Only when those ties became inconvenient, I'm reading, did Brady decide he wanted to, quote, stick to sports and that he preferred to be a beacon of positivity rather than delve into society's thorny ills. How mighty white of him. That's the opening. This is the opening of this piece. Tom Brady is friends with Donald Trump. That's unacceptable. And how mighty white of him. So immediately, Tom Brady's race is somehow attacked here. By the way, 20% of black guys voted for Donald Trump. Something like 40 some odd percent, I believe, of Hispanic guys voted for Donald Trump. So the idea that only white guys supported Donald Trump or only white people did is just not true, right? But immediately, we got a ridicule of Tom Brady for being friends with Trump at any point in time, and then his race is brought into the equation. And then the article continues. Brady's ability to enter and exit the debate at his choosing to shield himself from accountability is the height of white privilege. How is that white privilege? How is it white privilege to be like, hey, I'm here for the Super Bowl. I'd just like to talk about the Super Bowl. Not really diving into politics here. Doesn't everybody have that ability? Isn't Michael Jordan partly famous for saying Republicans buy sneakers too? Aren't there tons of athletes? Didn't Tiger Woods decline to get involved in any political related drama? If I were an athlete, the last thing I would want to do as I get ready for the Super Bowl is weigh in on what I think about Joe Biden's tax policies or what I think about Donald Trump's immigration policies. Dude, I'm a player in the Super Bowl. I don't really know that much about intricacies of politics. This is the article I'm reading from. As this country grapples with the far reaches of systemic racism, look no further than Brady, for whom the expectations and allowances granted will always be different. Here's the problem. You're literally ridiculing Tom Brady for being friends with the president of the United States in Donald Trump when he was there. Has anybody ever ridiculed a black athlete for being friends with Barack Obama? I don't ever remember seeing it. I don't understand why being friends with a politician is a bad thing. Whiteness is the benefit of the doubt, said David Leonard, author of Playing While White, Privilege and Power on and Off the Field. By the way, who bought that book? Did anyone actually think, you know what I want to read about? I'm going to go buy Playing While White, Privilege and Power on and Off the Field. Is there a market of more than 2 people in the entire nation for this that this lunatic is being quoted from? When Tom Brady says, I was just given the hat, or he's just a friend of mine, or when he skips the White House and says, I had a different engagement, he gets the benefit of the doubt. He gets to be an individual. What is going on here? I'm reading directly from this USA Today article. Every athlete who said they weren't going to the White House because they didn't like Donald Trump got front page praise by everyone in the sports media. Megan Rapinoe doesn't want to go to the White House. Oh, how heroic of her. It's so brave of her to not go to the White House. LeBron James won't go to the White House. Oh, this is the most important stand I've ever seen any athlete take ever. That's what all these people wrote. Brady doesn't go to the White House and he owes an explanation? This is craziness. He reaps the benefits that we as white Americans reap each day and every day in different contexts. He reaps the benefits of being a 10-time Super Bowl appearance player. He reaps the benefits of his excellence on the field. Brady and his race has nothing to do with the benefits that he gets. I bet Patrick Mahomes gets a pretty good amount of benefits too. He just bought a part of the Kansas City Royals. He signed a $500 million contract. Do you know why he gets those benefits? Because he's really good at football. If you're really good at football, you get a lot of benefits. Still reading from the USA Today. It's been 5 years since a MAGA hat had prime placement in Brady's locker. And he replied, I hope so. That would be great, when he asked if his old golfing buddy had what it took to be president. How is that a bad quote? If anybody that I ever played golf with was running for president and somebody said, do you think that he would be a good president? And I said, I hope so. That would be great. Wouldn't that be a total normal answer? Like, I don't think I've ever played golf with anybody who I'd be like, man, I hope that guy gets his ass kicked running for president. I would 100% root for somebody that I would like to go golf with to be elected president. But with Brady, that was 5 years ago, by the way. A 5-year-old quote, reading from USA Today. But with Brady playing in his 10th Super Bowl on Sunday, the topic was raised anew. Who said no black athlete would have gotten the pass Brady has. What are you talking about? Tiger Woods played golf with Donald Trump while he was president multiple times. And everybody said, that's fine. Tiger Woods is a black athlete. Tiger Woods has also played golf with Barack Obama. That's what big-time athletes do. If the president invited me to go play golf, I stink at golf. Do you know what I would do? I'd go play golf. We got invited to the White House to interview Donald Trump. We got invited to have him on this radio show. I did that in a heartbeat. If there was anybody out there who wanted to have me in the White House with Joe Biden, I would go there in a heartbeat too. LeBron James can never say, a prominent black athlete can never say, Minister Farrakhan is just my friend. They try to cancel anybody at the mere mention of Farrakhan's name. Farrakhan has called Jewish people roaches and said that the Holocaust wasn't real. That's kind of a big deal. He's also, by the way, an incredibly divisive religious leader as opposed to the democratically elected president of the United States. Nobody tried to cancel Tiger Woods when he went and golfed with the president of the United States at the time, Donald Trump. Nobody tried to cancel Jim Brown when Jim Brown went and talked with the president of the United States. Nobody tried to cancel Herschel Walker when he spoke at the RNC and said he was good friends with Donald Trump. What these people are arguing is just flagrantly not true. Not true at all. And then, in theory, it should not matter whether Brady supports Trump, AOC, or someone somewhere in between on the political spectrum. He has a right to his private views. But it was Brady himself who chose to make those private views public. If you think the MAGA hat just happened to wind up in his locker, I have a case of TB12 supplements to sell you. Now he might not have thought it would matter, since Trump's candidacy at that point was still seen as something of a stunt. But Brady has had the chance to clarify or walk back his comments and has chosen not to. At the Super Bowl in 2017, 3 days after Trump's Muslim ban, by the way, it wasn't a Muslim ban, took effect, on Howard Stern's show last spring when Trump was already beginning to sow lies about the election. And yet again this week, less than a month after a deadly insurrection at the U.S. Capitol that was incited by Trump. This is USA Today. Instead, Brady has been allowed to divorce himself with it while black athletes are made to own their views in perpetuity. What is she talking about? This is nonsense. This is absolute insanity. And yet USA Today is publishing it. Brady got asked about it on Monday. So not actually being able to dodge it at all, he was asked about his friendship with Trump, and he said, I'm not sure how to respond to hypothetical questions. I hope everyone can. We're in this position like I am to try to be the best I can every day as an athlete, as a player, as a person in my community, for my team, and so forth. So, yeah, not sure what else. What in the world is this ridiculousness? Like other white athletes, Brady is seen as an individual in a way minority athletes never are. What does that even mean? This is ludicrous. Who sees Brady as an individual and doesn't see LeBron as an individual? Racists, I guess, like this USA Today writer? Every single human is seen as an individual. This is lunacy. This is absolute insanity. No one has asked Brady about the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, even though almost all of those who attempted the violent overthrow of our government were white. Do people constantly quiz athletes about their perspective on the riots that went on all summer? No, because they're athletes mostly. Tom Brady is speaking up as Tom Brady. He's not asked to speak for white America. Well, isn't that the way everybody should be viewed? As speaking for themselves, as opposed to a representative of their race? The follow-up question, well, who's afforded that luxury? I'm just here to play football. Everybody is afforded that luxury. Anybody who wants to say, you know what, I'm just here to play basketball. Michael Jordan was afforded that luxury. Tiger Woods was afforded that luxury. Every single athlete is afforded the luxury of saying, hey, I don't really want to get involved in complex social issues. I'm just here to play my sport. Everybody has. That is a luxury, this article says. Black athletes and other marginalized and disempowered athletes have never been afforded inside and outside of sports. That's just not true. Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods are the two most successful black athletes in terms of making money in their entire lives. Nobody has demanded that they speak out on every societal issue. The story finishes, it might seem petty to bring up Brady's moral cowardice now when the 43-year-old is accomplishing things unlikely to ever be seen again in the NFL. But celebrating what he's done while turning a blind eye to what he has not is a privilege Brady does not deserve. Look, this idiot writer, Nancy Armour, I'll say her name now, she's welcome to come on and try to defend this lunacy that she just penned in USA Today. And I would actually welcome any editor at USA Today who has an IQ of over 100 and wants to step into the Thunderdome here on Outkick to also be able to come on and try to defend this nonsense that they published. But really, when you dive into so much of the media out there, it's complete crap when you dissect it like I just did live on the radio reading this article for you. And people wonder why the sports media is so universally reviled in this country and why the media in general is so hated in this country. Of all professions in the United States right now, do you know what profession is the most disliked? Journalist. Do you know why? Because of articles like these, which are transparently partisan and false and trying to create issues to divide us instead of bring us together. That's what so many people in sports media do on a day-to-day basis. And the reason why this show is thriving, frankly, the reason why this show is dominating compared to almost every other show out there is because, whether you agree with me or not, every single day I sit down with you and I talk with you honestly and I treat you like adults. And a lot of places like USA Today and ESPN don't do that anymore. And they make stupid, illogical, indefensible, insufferably dumb arguments that deserve to be roasted and destroyed like I just did that USA Today piece.